Let me clarify one important misconception. Many people in the West have equated this great Kautilya or Chanakya, Krishnagupta, with the Italian ruler Machiavelli, and they have come to the conclusion, the wrong conclusion propagated, that mischievous and unscrupulous methods are allowable or permissible in the art of statecraft. If you want to establish your state, if you want to protect your state, if you want to attain victory over your inimical forces, both within and without the country, any means may be good. That is what Machiavelli advocated in his work called Prince, Unscrupulous Methods. Chanakya does not contribute to this idea because there is Dharma, the concept of Dharma here. This misconception has to be dispelled, and without that, in our own country, the great Arthashastra of Chanakya was not available in print till about the last century, until Shama Shastri discovered the single moth-eaten copy in a Tanjore library. People didn't understand the concepts, great concepts in Arthashastra. Germans and other Westerners opened their eyes to this Arthashastra, but still they continued in their misconception that this was a mischievous political administrator who permitted unscrupulous methods, violent methods, crooked methods, any means for any particular end. No, that is not the concept here. As I said earlier, Chanakya says, Sukhasya moolam Dharmaha. Without Dharma, a concept totally alien to Western culture. Dharmasya moolam Arthaha. Let us discuss these two sutras. If you want a welfare state, there must be a sound order in society. The first duty of a political administrator, or whatever you call him, revolutionary or whatever you say, he must first settle society, have a settled society. Today, many people think wrongly that a settled society is a static society in which there are cadres, in which there are injustices, in which there are upper caste and lower caste in a hierarchy, and therefore order prevents people at the bottom to come to the top. Now this is a misconception inherited from several confusions among Western concepts themselves. The Greek concept, the Roman concept, Napoleonic concept, and the modern Western economic concepts and so on. Economy itself is not a question of simply meeting the means and the ends. Economy, according to the Greek or Latin terminology, is a science which manages the earnings of a man with his expenditure. Earnings and expenditure to be matched, that is economy. That is not our concept. Our concept is statecraft, building a state. Let me quote from the Arthashastra itself. Evam shastramidam yuktam etabhihi tantra yuktibhihi avapto palanecha uktam lokasyasya parasya cha. This is a science, is a shastra which aims at telling a ruler how to build a state and how to protect a state, and your so-called economy of today is just one aspect, and that is not the whole. And then Chanakya says, Dharmam arthancha kamancha pravartayati paticha adharman arthavidveshan idam shastram nihanticha. Dharmam arthancha kamancha. This is called Trivarga. In the evolution of man, there are scales. And there are four scales: Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. A society is incomplete if it does not allow people in all these four different choices. Every man wants money, every man wants a wife, every man wants a family, every man wants a means of living. It may be land, it may be job, it may be money. Every man wants his desires to be fulfilled, Kama. And then every man wants to renounce the world at some stage or the other, and then keep his time and energy for himself for this further evolution, moksha. Moksha is a commonly understood as a negative concept, but we'll put it as immortality. The urge for immortality, because nobody is going to be on this earth permanently. Immortality is an irresistible urge. If your state, if your concept of the constitution doesn't make respectable room for the moksharthi, if it is entirely based on only artha, if it only means what you secularly today call earning and spending and so on, that is an incomplete state. A complete state is one which allows freedom for the people to pursue all these four different ends. Adharman, arthavidveshan, hanti, vihanti, very important. Dushta shikshana, shishta paripalana. Who are the dushtas? The dushtas are those who rob well-earned money of the good earner. It may be a farmer, it may be a merchant, overtaxing, allowing farmers to commit suicide, allowing merchants to hide their part of income, therefore to open double accounts. An economy which encourages black money, for example, this has to be killed, nihanti. Dharma has to prevent black money. Dharma has to prevent a riot from committing suicide. The state has to protect the people to pursue their own interests without conflict with other people. That is what our concept of orderly society is. Order does not mean a static society, as I said earlier. There can be evolution. There is evolution in life. There is evolution in life. You take a forest, you take a tree. In every season you see different colors of flowers. Leaves sprout and then they fall off. Winter is not summer. Summer is not spring. There is evolution. There is utkranti, kranti, sankranti. The modern notions are Rakta Kranti, bloody revolutions. But see, that's a wrong role model of the Russians, of the Chinese, and so on. With pressure, you cannot make people evolve overnight. If a farmer wants to become a rishi, you will have to keep the door open for him, but it is for him to evolve. Evolution cannot be made compulsory. The so-called idea of reservation today, it results in himsa because unnecessarily it promotes heartburns and it unnecessarily catapults unworthy people to lofty posts and prevents worthy people from discharging their duty, round men in square holes, as they say. And therefore, Dharma is the prevention of wrong order. Dharma is the prevention of unnecessary ruinous competition. Dharma is the principle on which you allow people to evolve for themselves. Freedom is the guaranteed important ingredient of Dharma, and without Dharma nothing can happen. That is Chanakya's Arthashastra. Now this is totally alien to any economy practiced anywhere in the rest of the world, and therefore let me say this is a typical Hindu concept which I shall explain in the next installment.